Hi there, I hope you are well. Today we are talking about self-worth. Are you feeling stuck? Are you feeling unworthy or undeserving? And what if it begins with you leveling up on your self-worth? Today I want to talk about how to increase your self-worth with practical things, because some people say that they know their self-worth but they don't back it up with actions. Okay, so let's dive in without wasting any time. So the first thing that I want to advise you is you need to learn to think like God. And I think what helps with this is to ask God when you're praying, to say, God, can you please help me to be flexible? This is something that I've heard from a seminar by, what's his name? Wayne Dyer, yes. So he says that the thoughts that you have, they are not correct or incorrect. So every time you have a thought that is limiting, you need to start questioning it. So for an example, let's say that you are saying that it is difficult for you to make money. Ask yourself, is that true? Yes or no? Is it 100% true? Are you sure that it's true? Like, do you have facts that are backing it up that it is true or it is not? Because sometimes we dwell so much on the thoughts, we tell ourselves things that are not even true. Like, for example, you can say that, oh my God, I always have bad luck. Is that true? No, it is not true, but you are exaggerating because you want people to really understand the frustration and the intense emotions that you have. But the things that you are saying are not always true. So if it is a limiting self-belief, you need to question it. Ask yourself, is this true? Is it really, really, really true? Is it 100% true? And then ask yourself the negative of that. So for example, let's say that you say, oh my God, I am so unlucky, right? Ask yourself, is that true? And maybe say yes, because maybe ABC has happened to you. And then you ask yourself, is that always true? Is it 100% true all the time? And ask yourself the negative of that, and say ask yourself the opposite of that and say, oh my God, I am so lucky. And then ask yourself, is that true or not? You'll find out that both thoughts are not 100% true or not. But the thing is, the way we behave as human beings is we rely on our belief systems. So if you say something and you really believe, you will act upon that. For an example, because I have told myself that I am an athlete and I love going to gym and I love eating healthy, because I believe that within my core, it's easy for me to go to gym, it's easy for me to eat healthy, it's easy for me to drink water, it's easy for me to stay away from alcohol, it's easy for me to take care of my body as if I was an athlete, because I believe that within my core. But if you believe that you are lazy, if you believe that you don't like going to gym, if you believe that it is difficult to exercise, if you believe that healthy food is ugly, it's going to be difficult for you to take actions that are contradicting to what you believe. So every time you have a limiting belief, ask yourself if it's true, if it's 100% true. Are there facts that are backing it up, or are you just exaggerating? And I think there's a book titled Tell Yourself a Better Lie. So this was really interesting for me to find out that the thoughts that you have are not always true and they are not always a lie. But as long as the thought that you have has a belief system that you believe in, you will act according to that belief system. So rather tell yourself a better lie. So for an example, you can lie to yourself and say that you are beautiful, even if you feel like you are not. And the more you believe that you're beautiful, you will start acting like you are. If you tell yourself a lie that, for example, you are an athlete, and you tell yourself over and over again and you start believing it, you will start behaving like that. So tell yourself a better lie. Okay, and then the second thing that I also want to share is you need to look at yourself through the lens. You need to look at yourself through the lens of your loved ones. For me, I have a 6-year-old daughter. She is amazing. She is the best human being I have ever met. She always compliments me. She tells me I am beautiful every day. Even when I look ugly, she will never say that I'm ugly. Why? Because she loves me. So when you love yourself, you need to be kind to yourself. You need to speak things that are going to uplift you. Look at yourself the way you would look at your daughter. Say the things to yourself that you would say to your daughter or to your mother. There are some of us who are so mean to us, but if the things that you're saying to yourself were said to you by your best friend, that friendship would end. So why are you being mean to yourself if you don't want other people to be mean to you? So learn to be kind to yourself, learn to forgive yourself, and learn to start afresh each and every day, and look yourself through the lens of your loved ones, because your loved ones will always cheer you up. Even when you are going through something difficult, like you make a mistake, they will never say, oh my god, you are so stupid, you deserve to go through that. They will always say, it's going to be okay, I know it hurts right now, but give yourself some time. They will always be so kind and compassionate toward yourself. So learn to look yourself through the way your loved ones look at you. Okay, and then point number 3 is you need to learn to have boundaries. And for me, this is not easy, but I have read the book titled Boundaries. I just forgot the author of that book, but what was very interesting for me from that book is you need to have boundaries even for yourself. For me, I always thought when it comes to boundaries, it's always talking about other people, that don't allow other people to disrespect you, but it starts with you. What are the boundaries that you have in place for yourself? Do you tell yourself that today I am going to watch a good podcast and maybe read a book, but instead of doing that, you binge Netflix throughout the whole day, or you binge videos on YouTube that are not going to help you? So if you told yourself that you need to do this because you know the importance of that, you need to have boundaries for yourself. If you have told yourself that you're going to sleep at 9 p.m., you need to be in bed during that time, because remember, now that you're an adult, you are your own parent. You would never let your child watch TV until 12 a.m. So why are you doing it to yourself? Do you really love yourself? Do you really treat yourself as if you are important? You need to know that you are your biggest responsibility. Before you can take care of anyone around you that you love, you need to take care of yourself. If no one loves you in this world, you need to make sure that you can count on the person that is on the mirror, and that is you. Okay, the last thing that I have heard recently when it comes to increasing your self-worth is you need to say thank you more than saying I am sorry. And this can be difficult for most people like me, because if I'm late to a meeting, I feel like I need to say I'm so sorry that I'm late, but you need to stop saying that, and instead you need to start saying thank you for waiting for me. If you have disappointed someone, stop apologizing for no reason, because that shows that you feel like you're not good enough. So you need to say thank you more than you say you are sorry. If you have made a mistake, it's fine to apologize, but don't apologize for things that you don't need to apologize for. Okay, and then the last one is you need to guard your environment. Be mindful of the people that you spend your time with. Every now and then I love taking a break from social media, because for me, I feel like I need to just quiet all the voices around me and just listen to myself and just listen to God. And every time I take a break from social media, I feel so energized after, because I feel like I can hear myself more clearly. I can make decisions more easier. I can have more clarity in my mind. I can have a more positive attitude without being affected by the outside factors. So every morning you need to make sure that you first take care of yourself before you talk to people, before you call people back, before you respond to their messages. You need to make sure that you pour into yourself. And also you need to not just think like God in terms of asking yourself what would God think about this. Ask yourself, if God was a human being, how would he live? This is something that I've heard from Danny Morel, which I really loved, where he says that how would God be like if he was part of us as human beings? Would he be loving? Would he be giving? Would he be living in fear? Would he be living in abundance? Ask yourself those questions on a daily basis, and ask yourself, how am I living today? Am I Am I motivated by fear or am I motivated by love? And so there's a prayer that I really love. I just forgot the author of the prayer, but that prayer basically says that you need to ask God to help you to love more than you want to be loved, to give more than you want to be given, to understand more than seeking to be understood. So it starts with you. And another thing that I've also heard from Wayne Dyer that I really loved is he says that you need to have a service mentality. So when you have a service mentality, you ask the world, what can I give you? What can I serve you with today? And when you do that, the world reflects that to you. It also asks, how can I serve you? So the more you serve people, the more you will be served. And also just know that if you do something for someone, it does not mean that that person will do the same thing for you. So also, when someone has blessed you with something, let's say for an example, okay, I'm gonna make an example with something that has happened to me. So after losing my father's friend came to our home with groceries, and that really touched me, and I was really grateful, and I'd love to do that for someone else. Hopefully I will do it soon, where I buy groceries for a family that has just lost their breadwinner. They are someone who was buying food for them. So what Wayne Dyer says is, you cannot pay something amazing that has been done to you back. So I cannot go back to that guy who bought us food and say, here's the food that you bought us 15 years ago. I cannot do that, but what I can do is I can pay it forward. So you don't pay back what has been done for you, you pay it forward. So instead of thinking, how can I pay back the person who has done this for me, you think, how can I pay it forward? So how can you do something similar for someone else who needs you the most? Because that is how life is about. And I think that is the biggest lesson that we get from Jesus, that we need to learn to give, we need to learn to love, we need to learn to be of service. Okay, I hope this helps. Let me know in the comment section below what you think, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Until next week, goodbye.